Thank you. My name's Kaume Arun. I am just from within, and I want to testify how I had been sick for a very long time, and I was not able to get healed. Even when I attended a lot of facilities, medical facilities, I had not met any miracle on how I could be healed. The disease was so terrible. I had been sick for very many years, around 20 years and beyond. And when in 2017, my eyes became blind. I became blind at that moment. I could not now attend even the church services. The church which I was attending, I could not attend. So I decided at home, even during Sundays. So I was left there alone, and I became so lonely. Now I could ask, what could I do so that I could get into my feet again? And now I was hearing of a church nearby, and I could hear the keyboard during their services playing. So I was determined to get into that church, and nobody could take me into that church. So one day, one Wednesday, as usual, as they were attending their services, I decided to go as I was. And I prepared myself. I asked another lady who was just at my residence doing some tasks to take me there, but she could not take me to the church because it was dirty. So because my home is nearby the road, we went out and we saw a man passing, going towards the church. And that lady requested that man to take me to that church, but he could not dare to take me, but he told me to follow him. So I followed him with my stick, just touching the ground with my stick to direct me on how to go. And we went to with the man, just directing me with his voice. And I went up to the church. And when I went to the church, I met the church service was on. And that church is the church now I am testifying in it. It is this church. I met Pastor Oscar. He is the main pastor of this church. And he was just presiding over the service. When the service was over, I just stood up and I requested to introduce myself to the other members because I was new. And I told them my name and how I had been sick, and that I was not seeing. So when the pastor heard of it, came and prayed for me, and afterwards I went home. When I went home, I had a feeling of somehow headache and somehow sleepy, and thirsty. So I got water and I drank that water, about 1 liter. And afterwards, I felt to sleep a bit. So I went and laid myself on a seat just for a moment. And at about 30 minutes, I woke up. That time, I felt something in my body evaporating like water, getting out of my body. So I was not aware what was happening, somehow confused, but I felt that I had been relieved. I felt that my body now was relieved. The pains that were in my body had gone. And I felt strength and a peace in my body. And I realized that a miracle had taken place. That is when I knew something that has been disturbing me for a very long time. When I was praying, it could not go. When I do anything, it could not go. But at that time, it had left my body. So I realized that a miracle had taken place. So from that time, I started attending the church services, even in the prayers during Wednesdays, and I joined others and doing the normal thing of the church. So I became the member of that church, and the pastor continued praying for me. I had been diagnosed of diabetes, and as we went on praying, the sugar levels in my body lowered. They got lowered, and before I entered into that church, the sugar levels were not coming down. Even there is a time when I was admitted in Kirwa. I went in there and I was diagnosed of it. I was attended by the doctors, given medicine every day, but the sugar levels, instead of getting down, they were getting up. I went there, the sugar levels were at 11. I was given tablets that very day. And during the evening, the sugar levels were at 18. I slept. The second day, I was tested, and the sugar levels were at 14. And they gave me tablets all that day. During the night, when we went to sleep, the levels were at 18 and beyond. So it continued like that up to 1 week, when I realized that the tablets were not helping, and even what the doctors were doing was not helping. So I requested for discharge, and I was discharged from hospital, and from their hands, I refused to take tablets. I decided to pray and to pray, and that problem went on like that. So it is during this time when I met Pastor Oscar, and he prayed for me that these sugar levels, now I got down. When I went to hospital, I was given tablets in Mero District Hospital, and after that, my body started recovering, and even the sugar levels deteriorated. So we went on like that, and my eyes were now okay. I could now see. I could now get back to my life as I was. So for me, I am here to say that God is great. He has healed me. He is faithful. We trusted to God, and now He has already done a very great thing in my life. I thank God because of this church. I thank God because of the members of the church. I thank God because of the pastor. Thank you very much. Amen.